would like to welcome you all. Thank you very much indeed for coming. I would also like to express our thanks to David Waldrop, who I've got to know over the last 2 years, for organizing tonight's meeting. I'm sure it will be a very interesting meeting. The subject today is Islam, democracy, and human rights. All these three aspects of the subject today are very dear to my heart. I am the first Muslim to be appointed a peer by the Conservative Party, and I've been very active in the House of Lords. I've spoken on a number of subjects. I am a peer who happens to be a Muslim, and therefore Islam is my religion. The second part of the subject today is democracy. We are indeed here, the mother of democracy, the mother of parliament. I was brought up in a colony. I believe in democracy. To me, democracy means one man, one vote. It means free press. It means army, police being apolitical. The second part of the subject is human rights. Again, I'm very pleased that I'm chairing this meeting today because I believe in humanity. Those of you perhaps have seen my speeches in the House of Parliament. I have stood up whenever I feel this injustice or cruelty. I've spoken on forced marriages, I've spoken on human trafficking, I've spoken on torture, and of course a number of other subjects. So indeed, human rights, something which is very dear to my heart. Now, there are something like over 1 billion Muslims in the world. There are countries, about 30 countries, which has a high population of Muslims. You look at countries like Indonesia, a massive country, there are something like 200 million Muslims in Indonesia. On the other hand, you've got countries like Maldives, which has got a population of about 300,000. So Islam is a very diverse religion, second largest religion, spread throughout the world, the Gulf, Africa, subcontinent India, Indonesia, obviously, and in this country we've got something like 2 million Muslims, and in fact I chair the Muslim Court. Now, I do in my work as a parliamentarian, I have got extensive business interest overseas. In Gulf countries, I travel in the Gulf countries. In fact, over Christmas, I was in 3 countries in the Gulf. Last week, I was explaining that I was in Kuwait speaking on Islam and environment. I'm off to Dubai in about 2 weeks' time, and I've just received an invitation from our friend in the Iranian embassy to visit Iran to speak on the problems in Gaza. So certainly, I'm looking forward to today's subject, and we would ask to start with Prince Mohsin Khan to make a very short statement. Over to you. Shahzada Sahab, I call you. Shahzada means prince. Sahab means big man.
First of all, I'm very grateful to this opportunity has been given to me. Grateful to my chairman, grateful to Lord Sheikh, and all of you who have spent so much of your precious time. Some of my thoughts, which has been already mentioned, I think I should say again, that in which I said, democracy is a word with multiple meanings, which has meant different things at different times, and places modern Western democracies appeal to ancient Greece as their model. But what is certain is that an ancient Athenian would not recognize democracy in the same way as it is understood in political institutions today. Democracy in Africa was plebiscitary. Democracy not representative. Moreover, the franchise did not extend to slaves, to women and minors, who comprehensively constituted the overwhelming majority of the population. In spite of these restrictions, Islam is in some way closer to Greek model In Islam, democracy, which literally means the rule of the demos, the public individual, takes the form of, the ijma. Ijma is the Arabic word, means, the majority. That is to say, the consensus of the community, which is known in Arabic as the Ummah, which means the followers, so which is thought to be the positive act of belief rather than genetic accidental birth. This is because the Prophet said, "My nation shall never agree upon an error." What this means is that Ummah, the people, the followers, itself is a vehicle of truth, meaning that what the majority of believers decide upon cannot be wrong. The principle is one of the four usul, the rules, or sources of the jurisdiction. Therefore, in a sense, the entire body of the believers constitutes the legislature by which they are ruled in collaboration with God. And this was my thoughts earlier, and what Lord Sheikh said, that Muslim, of course, second biggest religion in the world, and second biggest religion in China as well. So I thought, my thanks, I did you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prince. In fact, I would like to say that what the most people mosques are visited is in Shanghai, and it's got beautiful oak paneling, and the whole of the Quran is engraved on the walls. So, beautiful place. Thank you very much indeed, Your Highness, for making that statement. Very appropriate. Now, we would ask Amity Turner to speak, please. Amity is a fellow conservative, I'm pleased to say. Nothing political. Amity is in fact a Queen's Counsel. He is a former member of European Parliament, and he has carried out a project on Islam and democracy whilst he was a member of the Advisory Council of the Anglican Observer United Nations. So, Amity, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Well, Lord Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, I almost was taken back to my early political days when I used to make speeches on the pavements of London out of doors, and I wondered whether we might be holding this meeting out there now, as we waited so long on the pavement. Now, the project which I did for the Anglican Observer United Nations, we decided that we wanted to deal with the allegation of Samuel Huntington of a clash of civilizations. And we decided that the appropriate thing to match against Islam for the West was democracy. And so we decided to find out whether democracy and Islam were inherently likely to clash. The word inherent is very important because obviously you can always have a clash on anything you want to. But the question was, Samuel Huntington assumed there would be an inherent clash between Islam and the West. And so that is the question